Got a trio of spot males here. The 1-1 is going to be, I guess, the louder marked one in the group, and then your more black ones are going to be the littermate 94 litter pigs. And I think just walking up initially, the 94 litter barras look like littermates, and probably just in comparison to the louder marked one. From the side, those hogs are assembled so well in terms of their posture, their natural just strength of spine, and just a really, really attractive kind of show barra look and upper hip design. Those hogs are incredibly good in terms of just the hogs that look like they look like show hogs and got a really neat kind of extension, really neat kind of presence, and those hogs can motor all day long. I would guess you're probably going to get a little more extension out of the 94s, a little more length of hip, and probably just a little more wow factor. This 1-1 barra though, as you walk up, I mean that's a chunky, stout featured one, and I love that hog's length of body, the pliability to his center cage, his added feature, his added arm shape, and they're two different styles. If you like them just a little wilder looking, you're probably going to jump on these 94s. If you like them a little boxier and a little bolder, and honestly, the 1 litter pig, it's not even that he's that much stouter in terms of his muscle. I think his proportions are a little shorter everywhere, and I love that about him. He looks to me like one you're going to be able to giddy up and go on in terms of feeding and be able to push him when you need to. His indicators are stout, though, and man, a trio of barras here that you can't go wrong on. Honestly, I do think a little bit of it is a personal preference, and I would guess if you put 10 people around this pen, I think you could probably find different variations in terms of how guys like him. I think people would see him the same. I just think it's more personal preference in terms of what you see. I think highlights within the group and all three of these barras are very, very good.
Yeah, I think we talked about those the 1 litter gilts earlier. The Frank daughters that come in to the picture pen first. I thought those gilts were just unbelievably impressive. I think all three of those are very, very nice. And then boy, they got a littermate barra that is gonna be awfully fun. The Frank Momentum deal we talked about earlier comes out of a good sow, and good pigs come from good litters, and I think that's definitely the case with the 1-1 barra that Taylor's got on the end of the blue pipe, kind of there in the middle of the pen. Stout featured, good looking. Boy, just get that one broke, get him clipped up. I bet you could show him early. He's not going to be the biggest pig at the show early on, but that kind of look and that kind of squareness of skeleton is going to be easy to appreciate early and often, and then squeeze them on later into the summer. You'll be just fine. And then the 94s come out of that boar, the Napoleon boar. Ragweed boar that's down there at Foots, and I've seen a handful of things. I've not seen that boar in person. I've seen several of them sell online, and I think these gilts are these two barras, the kind of length and extension that's kind of hard to do within the spot breed is going to be awfully impressive. And still, their body shape and their muscle shape is right, and they're able to just kind of move and motor with a kind of squareness of build that's going to allow you to do a whole lot of things. Fars have been raising spot show pigs for quite a while, and I don't think these three barras are any difference from what they've done in the past in terms of making competitive barras that are going to get along early and often. All these purebreds will be certified Indiana bred, so if they make it into August, you'll be rocking and rolling with the big ones. But I still think you can take these things anywhere in the country. They're going to get along really, really well. And we talked about earlier, a lot of these spot pigs are kind of messed up in terms of a foot and leg perspective, but these three barras are different in that regard. They're going to be good built. They're going to be good looking. You can kind of just manage them however you want to, and from a feed pan perspective, just kind of get along. If you want them a little bit longer fronted, maybe tie into one of the ragweed sons, and then still, I think that 1-1 pig is just awfully different in terms of his stoutness, look, and his added moderation is going to get along very, very good. Once he gets his head up right there in the middle of the pen, it's one like that's always going to catch a look when you're coming out of the ring come time for the pig show. I think all three of these spot barras right here in the pen are very, very nice here at Fars.